There we go. If everybody who is in the pageant would go to the back, and we'll get you all vested, okay? Gretchen here, let's clap for Gretchen. Gretchen is our children's ministry person, and she is an excellent children's ministry person. She will have you organized this year. That's the new feature of the Cecil B. DeMille Christmas pageant. I'm not doing it all myself. All right, our prophet is wearing a purple stole for the color of Advent. And to remind us that Jesus is a king, but maybe not the kind of king that we expect. And you see, he's holding this light. You can face this way. And just stand here and hold the light. So you're going to hold the light because you're going to show the people the way to Bethlehem. Okay? Now, the prophet is showing the way to Bethlehem. And on the way come two travelers, two weary travelers. Mary was very pregnant when she was making her way to Bethlehem. She was going to have a baby, and they say that she had a donkey. And we're pretty sure that it's not very comfortable to ride a donkey when you're 9 months pregnant. But it's probably not very comfortable to walk when you're 9 months pregnant. So maybe she walked some of the time, and maybe she rode some of the time. But in any case, Mary and Joseph made their way toward Bethlehem. Oh, wait, okay, today? We don't have a baby. Nobody saw that. Mary, oh, and here's your doctor with her. Mary and Joseph, come along. Oh, I'm so glad that beautiful Mary is ready to go to Bethlehem. You must be very tired, sweetheart. Okay, you're going to stop right at this candle right here. Take it out. And then you can turn around and look at everybody else. And Joseph, why don't you stand with her and give her a little support? She's been walking a long time. Okay, stand right here and look that way. All right, there we go. And here's our wonderful donkey. They're working really hard. All right, nobody saw that baby. So we have the prophet showing the way. And then we have Mary and Joseph who are taking a big risk, who are out at night on their own, trying to find a place to stay that's safe so that Mary can have her baby in safety. And it's kind of scary. It's scary being them. It's scary to be them, but they love God so much and are so excited to be part of God's plan for the world that they are taking these risks and doing these things, even though it's very hard and a lot of work. All right. Now, that same night, out in the fields, there were some sheep. Here come the sheep. Welcome, sheep. Okay, stop it. This is where you stop. Now, they weren't on their way to Bethlehem yet. They were just hanging out in the fields, and the shepherds were keeping track of them. And here come the shepherds. And they were watching in their fields by night. You may not know this, but shepherds are very, 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 very poor people. Being a shepherd was a pretty rotten job. Not many people do it voluntarily. So these were people who just were doing what they could to survive. And you know, along with a lot of rotten jobs, they had to be up all night and out in the cold. And there they were with their beautiful sheep. They were very fortunate because they had such beautiful sheep. And sweet sheep and nice sheep. And so that was good. That was good company, but you know, still, it's lonely and it's tired. You're tired out there and you wish you could be somewhere else most of the time. And all of a sudden, there appeared an angel. Is there an angel who appeared there? Oh, there she is. Is she busy? Well, the angel came. And you know, that's not something that happens every night when you're a shepherd and you're out in the field. Not much happens. It's usually pretty boring, right? But all of a sudden, there was this incredible angel, and the angel said, I mean, when they saw her, they were overwhelmed by her power and size. And majesty. Her majesty especially. And they said, we're really scared. Okay, guys, you're really scared. And the angel said, do not be afraid. Can you see that said, I bring you good news, good news. Now that isn't something that the shepherds were used to hearing. They were used to hearing about how the prices were going up and how Caesar was still the mean boss of the world and how things were really rough for their people and especially for themselves and their families. They weren't used to people bringing them good news. But the angel says, good news, and you're the first to hear it. You're the first to hear it today in Bethlehem. A special baby is being born. Okay, now hang there, shepherds. Now, the last ones who got to the party, they came really late. And in fact, they came so late, we're going to put them all the way back here. Come on over here, kings. Some very righteous-looking kings here. These folks came from very, very far away. And they read in the stars that a special baby was to be born. And they were not people who normally would be tuned in to things that were going on in the world of Nazareth and Bethlehem. But because they read the stars, they knew that something wonderful was happening. And they were wise enough in their hearts to want to follow that star. And so they did. And they made their way. But they got there a couple weeks late. They actually got there on, we celebrated January 6th, right? Some people say that the child was already 2 years old when the kings arrived. But we can't live without them. So we brought them along to be here in the scene tonight, even though they don't officially belong, but we're really glad you guys are here because you look excellent. Okay. All right. So I think it's about time for us to make our procession. If the prophet would lead, prophet, would you lead the way up the steps, and everybody follow the prophet up the steps to the manger. Do you have a cow, remember? Do you have a cow? I need a cow. Cows are essential. Who wants to be the cow? Cow. All right. Come around.
If Brady would like to be the cow.
Oh, what?
Brady was going to be a cow.
Oh, I got one here.
Oh, here comes one.
Okay. Excellent. All right, cow. Mary, you get to sit down on this way. There you go, on your chair. And if the kings would just kind of step to the side so that we can all worship the newborn king. And so on Christmas morning, poor old cow gets up. And she goes to her trough, where she normally enjoys some nice, sweet hay. And what does she see? Oh! Is that supposed to be there or what? That's not supposed to happen. That's a big surprise. So that's pretty exciting. I think having a baby in the trough is pretty exciting. That's not a very auspicious start for a king. We say that these wise ones knew how auspicious a start it was, how important the start it was, and so they came with their wonderful gifts. If you guys want to, you can just lay in the foot of his cradle, his trough. Thank you. That's wonderful. And maybe you should take off your crowns and lay them there too. The kids can stand to do it, because they are pretty righteous. Beautiful. Thank you. I have to look at my notes. I know the story pretty well, but yeah. So, okay, I'm just going to say a couple things, and then we're going to sing. And the one thing I want to say about Christmas is that it is a time of joy and gladness, and it is a time of laughter and celebration. It is a time of family and happiness. And, it's pretty amazing and wonderful that way. And I guess that's part of why we have to have the kings here, because they're colorful and great looking. And we also have to have the shepherds here, because the truth is, on Christmas, Jesus didn't come to the bright and shiny people only. In fact, the first people that Jesus came to were the people who had it the hardest. Mary and Joseph were poor people. Their baby was born basically in a parking garage. they laid their child in a trough. And they celebrated his birth with a cow. And that is to say to us that the good news that the angels bring is specifically meant for those who are needy, who are in trouble, who are in sorrow, who are poor, who are struggling. And this is the good news, that God is with us. God is with every single one of us, no matter how difficult our lives may be, or how joyful they may be. So if you are among those for whom this is a great night to party, I encourage you to enjoy that. Jesus was accused of being a drunkard and a glutton because he liked a good party. But if you are among those for whom there is some melancholy or some feeling of loss or sadness, this is your holiday too. This is your day to celebrate and know that whatever it is you walk through, the Lord of the universe has been born to us in human life, and your sorrow he carries in his heart. Amen.
Amen.
You guys look wonderful. Can you stay there a little longer while we sing? We're going to sing O Little Town of Bethlehem on hymn number 79, and we're going to sing verses 1, 2, 3, and 5.